time rules everything. Or at least, that's what Chuck Noland believed. A man who lived by the clock, who measured life in seconds, who believed every delay was a failure. But soon, Chuck would learn that time can completely stop. Chapter 1. Chuck's life before the island. Chuck Noland works as an international troubleshooter for FedEx. His job? Fly around the world, fix delays, and push systems to move faster. His life is hectic, always rushing, barely stopping to breathe. But in the middle of this busy life, he finds stability in the person he loves, Kelly, his girlfriend. They're deeply connected, even though his unpredictable travel schedule keeps them apart. Right before flying out for another assignment, Kelly gives him a small pocket watch with her picture inside, a symbol of hope and a reminder of home. Chuck promises he'll be back soon, but fate has different plans. Chapter 2. The plane crash. On Christmas Eve, Chuck boards a FedEx cargo plane. Hours into the flight, violent storms strike. The turbulence intensifies. Alarms scream. The cabin lights flicker. The plane begins to lose control. Chuck watches in terror as the aircraft descends rapidly. The ocean rises beneath him. Impact is inevitable. The plane crashes into the Pacific Ocean with overwhelming force. Chuck somehow survives the brutal impact, escapes the sinking wreckage, and desperately clings to an inflatable life raft as the waves drag him away into darkness. Chapter 3. Arrival on the deserted island. When morning comes, Chuck regains consciousness on the shore of a remote, uninhabited island. No people, no ships, no signs of civilization, just nature and silence. He quickly realizes the situation. No one knows where the plane went down. No rescue is coming anytime soon. Chuck is truly alone. Chapter 4. Survival begins. At first, even basic survival is a struggle. Chuck injures his hand trying to open a coconut. He fails to make fire. His attempts to spear fish go horribly. Hunger, exhaustion, and frustration overwhelm him. A few FedEx packages wash ashore from the wreck. Chuck opens them, not for theft, but for survival. Inside, he finds small items, ice skates, videotapes, a volleyball, all of which will later become tools that keep him alive. He uses the ice skates as a knife and a tool. He uses videotape as rope, and he keeps one package unopened, symbolizing hope. But even with tools, the hardest part isn't survival, it's isolation. Chapter 5. Wilson is born. One day, while trying to light a fire, Chuck cuts his hand in frustration. He angrily throws the volleyball from the package, leaving a bloody handprint on it. Later, he notices the mark resembles a face, so he draws eyes, a nose, and a mouth. And just like that, Wilson becomes his only companion. Wilson is not just a volleyball. He becomes Chuck's emotional anchor, the only thing keeping him from losing his sanity. Chuck talks to him, argues with him, laughs with him, and through this imaginary friendship, Chuck finds purpose and routine. Chapter 6. The passing years. Time moves differently on the island. Days turn into months, months into years. Chuck grows thinner, stronger, wiser. He learns to fish, to navigate the terrain, to predict weather. He becomes a true survivor, but mentally, he battles loneliness. He keeps Kelly's picture close. He talks to Wilson to stay sane, and every day, he looks at the horizon, hoping for a ship. 4 long years pass. Chuck finally decides that if rescue won't come to him, he will find rescue himself. Chapter 7. Building the raft. Chuck spends months building a raft from fallen trees, rope made of vines, and pieces of plastic washed ashore. He uses metal from a portable toilet door as a sail. Leaving the island is almost certain death, but staying means never seeing home again. With Wilson secured at the front, Chuck pushes the raft into the ocean and sails away, leaving behind the island that nearly killed him and saved him. Chapter 8: The Ocean Voyage. The journey is brutal. Waves crush the raft. Storms throw Chuck around like a rag doll. There is almost no food, no water, and no shade. At one point, Wilson falls into the ocean and drifts away. Chuck swims after him desperately, but he cannot reach him. He cries out in agony, "Wilson, I'm sorry." Losing Wilson feels like losing a friend, the only friend he had for years. But Chuck pushes on. One day, exhausted and barely conscious, he sees something. A giant cargo ship. The crew spots his tiny raft and rescues him. After 4 years, Chuck Noland is finally going home. Chapter 9: Returning Home. Chuck learns that the world moved on without him. The memorial held in his name, the tears shed. Everyone truly believed he was gone forever. Kelly, the love of his life, is now married with a child. Their reunion is heartbreaking. Kelly still loves him, but she also loves her new family. She cannot abandon them. Chuck realizes that love sometimes means letting go. Chapter 10: The Final Crossroads. At the end of the film, Chuck stands literally at a crossroads, a dirt road splitting into 4 directions. It symbolizes his life, open, uncertain, but full of possibilities. He looks at the roads, takes a deep breath, and smiles softly. For the first time in years, he has a future again. So what we learned? Cast Away is not just a survival story. It's about time, isolation, resilience, and rediscovering what truly matters. Chuck lost everything he thought he needed, but found everything he needed to live.